The cuffs clicked tight around Ethan Hayes' wrists, the cold metal biting into his skin as the deputy sneered. "Turn around, soldier boy. You're under arrest." Ethan didn't flinch, didn't speak, just stared straight ahead, his eyes steady as steel. The crowd outside Whitaker's souvenir shop murmured, some chuckling, others pointing at the man in jeans and a baseball cap. To them, he was just another troublemaker in a sleepy Virginia town. But what they didn't know, what those deputies couldn't even guess, was that the man they'd cuffed was a tomb guard, one of the elite chosen to honor the fallen at Arlington. And somewhere, miles away, a colonel with a chest full of medals was already speeding toward Willow Creek, ready to turn this small-town mistake into a national reckoning. Before we dive into this story, where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. And if you believe that values like honor, courage, and sacrifice still matter, join us in keeping their legacy alive. The sun hung low over the rolling hills of Virginia, casting long shadows across the quiet streets of Willow Creek, a small town just a few miles from Arlington National Cemetery. Ethan Hayes, 32, stepped out of his beat-up rental car, his boots crunching on the gravel of a parking lot outside Whitaker's souvenir shop. He wasn't in his tomb guard uniform today. No navy blue coat, no kepi hat, no polished shoes, just jeans, a worn leather jacket, and a baseball cap pulled low over his close-cropped hair. But even in civilian clothes, Ethan carried the weight of a soldier, shoulders square, eyes sharp, every movement deliberate. He just finished a shift guarding the tomb of the unknown soldier. 21 steps, 21 seconds. The rhythm of honor etched into his bones. Now he was here for something simple, a gift for his mom's birthday. The bell above the shop door jingled as Ethan stepped inside. The air smelled of stale coffee and cheap plastic. Racks of postcards, miniature American flags, and knockoff military medals lined the walls. Behind the counter stood Carl Whitaker, 45, a wiry man with a permanent scowl and a graying buzz cut. His eyes flicked up from a newspaper, sizing Ethan up like he was trouble waiting to happen. "Can I help you?" Carl's voice was gruff, already laced with suspicion. Ethan offered a polite nod. "Just looking for a gift. Maybe a necklace or something nice for my mom." Carl snorted, folding his arms. "You don't look like the gift-buying type. What's your deal? You one of those wannabe soldier boys who comes in here pretending to be something you ain't?" Ethan's jaw tightened, but his voice stayed steady. "I'm just here to shop, sir." Carl leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. "Yeah, right. I know your kind. Always strutting around, acting like you own the place. You, military?" Ethan hesitated. He didn't like flaunting his service, especially not to someone like Carl, who seemed to have a chip on his shoulder the size of a tank. "I serve." "Yeah, serve, huh?" Carl smirked, tossing his newspaper aside. "Bet you're one of those desk jockeys who never saw a real fight. Let me guess, National Guard weekend warrior?" Ethan's hand twitched at his side, but he kept his cool. He'd faced worse than a bitter shop owner. Taliban ambushes, IEDs, the screams of his squad mates in the dark. He wasn't about to let this guy get under his skin. "I'm a tomb guard, Arlington." Carl laughed, a sharp, ugly sound. "A tomb guard? You don't make me laugh. Those guys are the real deal. You look like you're just playing dress-up." The door jingled again, and Sarah Coleman, 28, stepped inside, a local reporter with a knack for sniffing out stories. She had sharp brown eyes and a phone always ready to record. She caught the tail end of Carl's jab and raised an eyebrow, lingering near a rack of keychains, pretending to browse. Ethan reached into his back pocket, pulling out his military ID. "Here's my identification. I'm just here to buy something, okay?" Carl snatched the ID, barely glancing at it before tossing it onto the counter like it was trash. "This looks fake. You think you can fool me with some photocopied nonsense? I've seen enough of you people coming through here causing trouble." Ethan's voice stayed low, but there was steel in it now. "That's a federal ID, sir. You might want to take another look." Sarah's fingers hovered over her phone. She hit record, keeping the device low. Something told her this wasn't just a petty argument. Carl leaned over the counter, his face red. "Don't tell me what to do in my own store. You're acting suspicious, and I don't like it. I'm calling the cops." Ethan's eyes narrowed. "There's no need for that. I'm not causing any trouble."